So as you know, myself, Sai Guda. Okay, now currently we are in the Logics Labs Tech platform. So where we're going to learn the AWS Solution Architect Associate level C03, right? And with the DevOps tools as well. Okay. So now it is a batch 157. Okay. If you want to know more about the content, if you want to get updates from us, the upcoming batches and all, please scan here for the course content. And you can scan below QR code for the registration process. So, and also get in touch with us in our WhatsApp group. There is a community group. Okay. If you scan for registration, you will be enrolled in our WhatsApp group where you will get the updates. Right. And the batch was started from yesterday itself. Okay. And I think next 4 days, it is like free demo. And if you have any other queries, general information, if you need any other general information or any other support you need, please kindly approach our support team at the logicslabtech.com. Right. So coming to the topic, yesterday we have seen SDLC. Yesterday we have covered this what is SDLC in detail. Okay, step by step. And here, so in the SDLC, there are the different types of SDLCs. Okay. In the SDLCs, there are the different types of SDLCs. Okay. And also yesterday we have covered the environment. Yesterday we covered what is the environment. And based on the different environments like dev environment, testing environment, and prod environment, our infrastructure keep on going. Right? Our infrastructure keep on going. So in order to overcome this budget issue, from where we are using the infrastructure? From the cloud computing, one of the cloud computing service provider, AWS. So that is what we are establishing the architecture or the infrastructure from the AWS, one of the cloud computing service provider. Right. So this is the compute, EC2. Okay. This is the storage, databases. Okay. Networking. So all the things which are core pillars of the application development, we are using the everything from the AWS in the virtual way. Okay, we are using the things from the virtual way. So what does this mean? Instantly, you can scale up the resources. Okay, you can scale up the resources instantly. So I will tell you in detail in the upcoming class. But today agenda is that yesterday we have seen some kind of picture. Okay, today we're going to see what is the DevOps. All right. So what is the DevOps? Okay, yesterday we have seen SDLs. Yeah, Ashish Kumar. I think someone had raised a hand. Ashish. Yeah, Ashish, tell me.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, yes.
So, sorry, because I missed yesterday's class. So, can you explain about yourself? Means how much you have AWS experience and how much experience you have on the means in the teaching line?
Teaching line. See, currently, okay, let me tell about myself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here, so actually we covered the environment and SDLC, right? So here, if you see the SDLC models, okay, if you see the SDLC models, so we have the different types of SDLC, right? Software development life cycles. So first, initially waterfall, we'll see what is waterfall model. Okay. First, we'll see what is the waterfall model. Then we'll see the agile method. What is agile method? Okay. And we'll see what is the issues behind this. Okay. What is the issue in the waterfall model? And then why we shifted to the agile method now in the SDLC models. Okay. And now why the DevOps culture came into the picture. Okay. We'll see why the DevOps culture came into the picture, because already we are following this process, right? Already we are following these SDLC models. Okay. Anyhow, this is the process step by step in order to finish the project, in order to complete the project. So we have the different types, right? We can go with the waterfall model or agile method, but still there is a problem existed. Okay, so that in order to overcome that problem, the DevOps culture came into the SDLC model. It was introduced in the SDLC models. So now, in order to understand what is waterfall model, so we know SDLC, it is a process of implementing software project, right? SDLC in yesterday's class I covered, it is a process of implementing software project from beginning to ending, right? From beginning to ending. So it is a process of implementing the software project. So in this, we have the several phases you have seen yesterday, like requirement gathering and analysis, right? Design and planning, implementation, right? So these are the things. So design and so first start from the requirement gathering, and after we'll do analysis, then we'll go with the design and planning. Okay, it is like a paper groundwork, and after that we'll go with the implementation and development. Then we'll go with the testing, deployment, delivery, and maintenance. So these are the following phases in order to finish the project from beginning to ending. So we have the several SDLC methodologies which are available, like waterfall, agile, and different types. First, we are focusing on the waterfall methodology. So in that methodology, okay, waterfall is the first methodology. Basically, waterfall is the first methodology that got introduced in SDLC. Okay, because SDLC is the process. Okay, SDLC is the life cycle process. In that process, what are the methods we are applying in order to move from step by step? So what are the methods we are approaching in order to finish the project step by step, right? Let me open that PPT as well, which shows the waterfall. Some graphical representation for you guys. Yeah, just give me 1 minute. I'll open the PPT. I think you can see my PPT slide, right? So waterfall is the first methodology. Okay, this is a method where we are using in order to fulfill the SDLC, right? So in this method, we are only following the linear approach. Okay, linear approach. So that's why the name waterfall. So in this linear approach, what happening? We are moving step by step. It means in this methodology, after completing one step, then only we will go for the next step. Okay, so that is a one thing. Okay, after completing one step, then only we will go for the next step. And here one more drawback is that we can't go in backward direction, only forward direction. Because just like waterfall we have, so whether the waterfall can go back in its direction? No, only the forward direction only. It won't go back in its direction, right? There is no backward movement, right? Only the forward movement, right? And also the thing is that once we finish the first step, then only in this method, then only we have to move to the next step, right? So this is the drawback. So what are the drawbacks here? So it is a traditional approach in the SDLC, right? This is the approach where we are following in the SDLC. So it is a step-by-step manner. So what are the issues we are facing here in this waterfall method? Okay. Just see here, what are the issues? One is the requirements and budgets is fixed. Okay, first thing, the requirements and the budget is fixed for this project. Okay, and here the main drawback is that client involvement is very less in the project. Okay, because client will see the project only at the end. Okay, client can see the project only at the end. So here what happening in the requirement analysis? See, once a client will sit at the top in the waterfall method. What happening? Client will sit at the top. So what are the requirements we are taking from the client? Okay, once the requirement is done, then only it will go for the design. Okay, once the design is done and given approval by the client, then only it move to the development. Okay, and after the development, complete coding, complete packaging and all, everything is done. Okay, so complete coding is done, then only it will move to the testing. Here, if you notice that already the companies are hired this testing people and the maintenance people, right? Already in the project, the company had hired the people, okay, resources team, and also they set up the infrastructure as well. They set up the resources and also they set up the infrastructure as well. So it means these people are just sitting idle until the software developers have finished the project, until the software developers have finished the coding. Then only the testing team will come into the picture, right? Are you getting my point? Once the testing is done completely and once they give the approval, yes, it is up to the mark, then only it goes to the maintenance side. For the IT operation, we call it operational team, right? Then only it go to the maintenance team for the project deployment, for the project delivery, right? So it is very time-taking process. Okay, it is very time-taking process. Main thing, lot of time is wasting, right? And also here, the client involvement is also very less. Let's say here, suppose any problem, any issue had occurred here in the testing stage, any issue had occurred. So where again it will start from the here. Okay, again you will see whether the requirements analysis are proper and the design is also proper or not. Again, it will go to the development team. So again, it will start from the beginning only. Okay, so this way, most of the companies nowadays, most of the companies are not using. It is only useful for the small scale projects. Okay, for the very small scale project, it is useful. And here, if once the budget is fixed by the client, okay, once the budget is fixed by the client, even if it is even if it is a time taking, okay, even if it is a delaying in the project delivery, the budget is fixed. Okay, there is no modification in the budget, right? So it is up to us how fast we're going to finish the project in this methodology. If we follow this approach as a waterfall, step by step. Okay. So now what happening here? So this is the issue. One is the time taking and one is the client involvement is very less. So in order to overcome these issues, okay, in order to overcome these issues, right? So we have the agile method came into the picture. Okay. Agile method came into the picture, right? So now in the agile method, what happening here? The client involvement is very much. Okay. The client involvement is very much. So in this project, in this agile method, let me show this diagram as well. Yes. So these are the disadvantages in the waterfall method, right? If any new requirement, if client think I need a new feature, again it start from the restart from the new phase. Okay, again the project will start from the new phase. So these are the issue, and project delivery also it's very time taking. Okay, right? So in order to overcome this, we have the agile method. So in this agile method, so what happening here, the developers are satisfying. Okay, there is a great bonding between the developers. Okay, there is a great bonding had happened between the client and the developers. Okay, the programmers or the developers who are implementing the project. So what are the requirements is needed in between the project? Okay, what are the requirements he needed in between the project? He may approach the programmers and okay, and the return he may satisfy the client as well. So how it is happening? Through the prototypes. Okay, through the prototypes. Okay, instead of finishing the entire project, okay, instead of finishing the entire projects or entire modules, okay, what he's doing is divided the entire projects into modules, okay, are the units. So based on the units, what are the units? Let's say for the entire project, there are the 5 units. In order to finish the entire project, we have the 5 units. Okay, the task was divided into subtasks. The entire project is divided into subtasks, right? So what is doing the developers? Instead of finishing the entire project and approaching to the client, so they are finishing the each and every module and they are updating to the client. So this is the task 1. Okay, this is the module 1. So if we feel satisfied, then immediately it goes to the testing team, right? Then it will go to the testing team for the quality checks. So this is how the client involvement is involved in the agile model. Okay. Then we are just satisfying the clients here, right? Because the client involvement, what are the requirements, what are the new features you want to introduce, what are the new features he is looking into the project. So with this, it is happening with the agile method because of using the prototypes. Okay. Prototype creating by the programmers, right? So now, okay, done. There is a good bonding had happened between the client and the programmers, right? Between the client and the programmers. If you see here, so the client and the implementation team, okay. So there's a great bond had happened. So now the project is going very smoothly because what are the client requirements? Immediately the implementers are making the changes in the project and they're doing as per the requirements of the client. So now agile method is okay, fine. Now if you see, okay, if you see still the problem exists. Okay. If you see, still the problem exists in the project, right? Still the problem exists in the project. I can see someone had unmute. No. Yes. Okay. Now what happening here? So now earlier in the waterfall method, we have seen it is a step-by-step process where the project is taking in this methodology where the project is taking very time taking. So now the agile method came into the picture. So the agile method is saying that, okay, we are there. The developers come into the picture and they have a great bond with the clients. Okay. And they are ready to okay with the features, integrating the features and all. Okay. Now here, the problem existed between the implementation team and the maintenance team. Okay. Maintenance or deployment team. Why? Because so after implementation is done with the cooperation of the clients, okay, with the cooperation of the clients, after the project implementation is done and the testing is done. So when it is approached, okay, who are they're the developers team, right? They're the dev team, developers. So when the testing is done, okay, when the testing is done, it is going to the operational team, right? So it is going to the operational team. What they'll do, they have to deploy the project. I told you yesterday, it is a prod environment where they will deploy the project into the servers, which is available to the users, okay, which is available to the end users, the prod environment. So let's say if they face any issue, okay, let's say if they're facing any issue in deploying the project in the server, okay, like if they want to deploy the project in the server, but the server is saying that there is some errors, okay, there is some bug fixing, there are some errors, we are unable to figure it out. Okay, let's say there is a delay in the project deployment into the servers. So still the problem exists, right? Still in order to finish the project, it is still time taking. Okay, it is delaying at the prod team, it is delaying at the operational team. And now the operational team is blaming the developer team, saying that the developers team has not done proper coding or the testing is not done proper testing. So that's why we are unable to deploy the project in the deployment in the maintenance servers, right? So there is a communication gap between the two teams. Okay, in any company, it is a different department. Okay, the software development is a different department, and testing is also different, and the operational team is also different. So there is a communication gap between the developer team and operational team, right? So and also if you think this flow, if you observe this flow, let's say today I done coding. Okay, today I finished my entire coding, the project coding and all. Okay, I finished all the models of coding, right? So testing will take 2 days to do the testing. Okay, let's say it take 2 to 3 days to do the entire testing. Okay, or you can do the parallel testing, but it takes minimum 2 to 3 days for entire testing and bug fixing. Then only it will come to the operational team. Okay, for the operational team also, first what you will do, you will set up the infrastructure, right? You will set up the infrastructure, the hardware configuration and the software configuration. So it takes, let's say it takes 3 days. Okay, minimum 2 to 3 days, because you have to install all the software packages. Okay, let's say in coding, he used the Java 11. In the coding, use the Java 11 version and the MySQL database, okay, etc. So the same picture, okay, the same environment he has to install. In his mission also, there should be Java 11 and the MySQL environment. Okay, and also he has to set up the hardware configuration, very big hardware configuration. So everything, let's say it is taking the time. Okay, here the testing team taken already 2 days time, and the operational team was taking already 3 days time. It is altogether, it's taking almost 1 week time in order to deploy in the project. So, and also the communication is also very big gap in the communication, right? If anything, even after taking the 3 days, if they say any error comes here, what they will do again, they will approach to the coding team, software developers team, and they will say it is something is wrong. So overall, what I mean to say, the budget, overall, the time taking is very high in order to submit the project to the client, right? So to overcome this issue, okay, and to have a collaboration between the developer team and the operational team, so that for the smooth functioning of the project and for the fast and efficient delivery of the project, so the DevOps culture came into the picture. So DevOps, as you know, okay, DevOps, which is a collaboration between the implementation team and the maintenance team. Okay, so that's why the terms DevOps. Okay, it is a collaboration between the developer team and the operational team, right? So now we have seen the role of DevOps engineer, right? In the market, we are seeing the role of the DevOps engineer. Okay, you know, agile method now. Agile method is satisfying the clients with the requirements taking and implementation where the budget is not fixed. It is flexible as per the client requirements. And now, but still the problem existed between the implementation team and the maintenance team, between the developer team and the operational team. So that's why to have a better communication, better collaboration between the team. Why it is introduced in the SDLC? Because ultimately we should finish this life cycle very soon in the best and efficient way. And that too, we have to satisfy the clients and to finish the project as soon as possible as per the client requirements. So that's why the DevOps culture, okay, DevOps is a process or the culture introduced into the SDLC. So now what the DevOps is doing, is completely doing the automation. What is doing? He is doing the CI/CD. Okay, continuous integration, continuous delivery or continuous deployment, and continuous delivery. Okay. With the CI/CD methodologies, what he's doing, he's completely integrating the things. Okay, he's completely doing the automation the things, right? From implementation to maintenance. Okay, from here to here, the DevOps culture, the DevOps process is doing the automation. Okay, the DevOps process is doing the task very efficient way, in a very quick manner, that way in the best way. How? With the process of CI/CD, continuous integration, or continuous deployment, or continuous delivery. Okay, now we'll see what it is, right? So till here, any doubts? What is the DevOps culture? Why it's came into the picture? Like, guys, any doubts here? So DevOps, it is a combination of the development and operational team, right? It is a process which is used to collaborate the development and the operational works. Okay, in order to collaborate, in order to have a better communication between the development and operational work, so DevOps culture came into the picture, right? So guys, any doubts here till now? Kunjan Shukla. Yeah, Kunjan. Kunjan, you may talk.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, Kunjan. Hi.
Yeah, hi. Actually, I am a QA, so I want to know what is the what is the role for QA in DevOps?
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell
Like,
you.
okay,
Yes. Yes. So the next that I'm going to tell you. Okay. Yeah. And
yeah.
someone. Yeah. Sherika. Yeah, Mirabel Sherika. Yeah, Sherika, over to you.
Hi. So I don't know if it's just me or if it's everybody, but I'm not able, you're talking about DevOps, but my screen is just so showing the agile model.
Agile mother. Okay. Yeah, yeah. Still we are there in the PPT only. Okay. Yes. Oh, sorry. I think it's fine, right? Now you can see the screen.
Oh yeah, yes, I can see it
Yeah,
now.
sorry, yeah. Sorry, I didn't notice this. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. So any other notes? Shall we move? Fine. So now we'll see. Yeah, as you asked, like you asked, like you are from QA and what is the role of QA in the DevOps, right? Okay, we'll come into the picture as well. Okay, let me deal with the DevOps so that you will understand what is the role of the QA now, right?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes. I hope the PPT is visible, like DevOps faces.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, fine. So here, yeah, Sherika, I hope you can see, right?
Yeah, so I'm curious because when you were explaining, I didn't get to see all these images, everything you're taking away, I didn't get to see it. So in the recordings, will I be able to?
Yeah, sure. Okay. So now here, so now as you understand the problem, okay, as you understand the problem is still existed between the implementation team and the maintenance team, the operational team. So the DevOps culture came into the picture. Now, here what happening here? Here the DevOps generally it is a 8 phases. Okay. Using these 8 phases, okay, using these 8 phases, this is the dev environment. Okay. This is generally the dev environment, right? First, where the plan, okay, where the client requirements taken from the client, and as per that we do the planning. Okay, and what the developers are doing, developers are using the, okay, then they start implementing the code. Okay, then they start implementing the project, right? And here what are the tool they are using? Generally the software developers using the source code management tool. Okay, we call the SCM, source code management tool. Like generally we use the GitHub or GitLab. Okay, so they use the source code management tool in order to have a version, right? Version controlling, distributed version controlling. So after the coding, we have to do the compile and we have to do the packaging, right? So here generally we use the Git. Okay, generally we use the Git and GitHub. Okay, just focus here. You will understand the picture. Okay. So now in the build tool, now what is the next stage? Building. What is the building process? Yesterday I told you from the source code, we have to build the code to the object code, right? From the object code, we have to convert the code into the final execution format like .var or .jar, where it is ready to deploy into the server. So in order to have this, okay, in order to build this project, okay, in order to build this project, in order to package the things, okay, not only this, along with this, for the projects, we have the dependencies. Okay, we call it as dependencies. What is a dependency? Let's say today I written one code, okay, one logic code, software code, okay. And in this project, I need to integrate this coding with my database, right? I have to integrate my logic coding with the database so that I have to tell that whatever the things logic coding, I have to integrate with the database, let's say MySQL. So where I have to get this database? Definitely I go to the MySQL website, right? And I have to install the MySQL database into my local machine, right? So if it is just like one database, let's say I need other things as well. I need extensions. Okay, I need some plugins, extensions as well. So what I do, again, I have to move to the third-party software. What are the things I require for the project? Definitely, I have to open the third-party softwares or the required software, required websites, and I have to install. So it is a time taking. So what is that? So it is overall, it is a time taking, right? So in order to overcome this, we have the build tool. Okay, we have the build tool. We are using generally the Maven. So Maven is the tool. So what I'm telling here, we're going to cover in the syllabus. Okay. So we are using the Maven tool. Maven tool is helping us in the two things. Maven tool is helping us in the two things. One is the project section, helping us to develop the project with the help of the project section, using the artifacts, templates, and all. So what the project section is saying, where the code should go. Okay, it is create a separate folders. Okay, it will create a separate folder. Like if it is Java project, it will create a separate source code file. Okay, and also it create a test code file. Okay, it create a main resources, if any other images for your project. So all together, you can keep all together entire thing for the project in your one entity. Okay, in your one package. So that is a project structure it is given, because if without the Maven tool, everything you have to take care. Okay, every project structure you have to take care for each thing. Okay, where the project source code should go, you have to create one folder in your C drive. In the test code, again, you have to create one more folder in your C drive. Okay, and for the images, you are creating one more folder. So in order to overcome this issue, all the things are given by the project structure from the Maven tool. Okay, we're going to see this as well. So after that, it is also helping us in the pom.xml document. Okay, pom.xml thing. Okay, it is a project object model. So with this pom.xml, it is also helping us to get the dependencies. Okay, it is also helping us to get the dependency. What is the dependency you require? Okay, you just tell to the pom.xml. In the pom.xml, just mention what are the dependencies you need. Okay, it will take care. Okay, it will take care and it will integrate with your project structure. Okay, it will integrate with your project. Okay, that is the beauty of the Maven tool we go into learn. Right. So once the building is done, okay, once the building is done and we are doing the package here. Okay, for the packaging, we are converting the source code into the object code here. And also we are doing the, like here, the test code also will done. Okay, the test code, we'll see the testing as well. Okay, we'll write along with the source code. Okay, the developers will also write some test codes in order to run the functional test of the coding. Okay, all together we are building the package. Okay, and we are converting into the final format. Once if it is done, the testing team will come. Okay, just like someone had asked the QA. Okay, what the testing team will do generally, may have from your side, what you will do generally? What tools you are using? You are doing manual testing or automation testing? Someone had yes, please.
Like for testing, for automation testing, like we are using Selenium and Java.
Okay, TestNG or Selenium.
TestNG,
so how you are doing,
yeah.
whether you are using from your laptop, installing the software tools or using the Maven tool, How we are using?
Like I'm making project in Eclipse, and there I make the Maven structure for project.
Okay, you from there you go to the Maven section and you'll start deploying the testing tools, right? You from the dependencies.
Yes.
Okay, in the
Yes,
dependencies,
and
you
we
will mention.
use Jenkins. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, in
Yeah.
the dependencies, you will mention the required test tools, right? So till here, yes, you are right. So here the same thing we're going to run. Okay, it is an integration. In the Maven, if you go to the Maven, here also the testing tools, what are the automation testing tools you require? You can get it and you can test the coding, right? You can do that. You can do that code testing here. So once if it is done, okay, till now it is a dev environment. Till now we are still in the dev environment and it is the integration of the test environment. It's go both in hand in hand. Okay, both go in hand in hand. Now the operational team come into the picture. Now, because only developing the project and testing is not enough, right? Ultimate agenda is that it has to reach to the public, right? It has to reach to the customers at the end of the day. Okay, it has to reach to the customers at the end of the day. So now what is doing? Okay, now here integrating the task. Now the DevOps role is the main DevOps role came into the picture. So now what is the role of the DevOps? DevOps role is the build and the deployment. So DevOps main task is the project building and the deployment, okay, in the automation way. So what is doing now here, okay, here he has to deploy in the servers. Here we are using some tools like Terraform, okay. Here we are using some tools like Terraform or Ansible, okay, and also we are using the AWS infrastructure here. Got it? AWS infrastructure here in order to deploy the project into the server. Okay, so the DevOps definitely you should understand one coding. Okay, he should understand, you should have a knowledge in the cloud computing, in any one cloud computing. Okay, if you use the AWS, then it is using the DevOps in the AWS. Okay, if you use the Azure infrastructure, you can say the DevOps in the Azure. Okay, so in the deployment stage, you should know the one of the cloud computing technology. Okay, then only he can use the infrastructure, then only he can start deploying the project in the servers. So here we have the automation tools like Terraform and Ansible. So Terraform is the infrastructure as code. Okay, using the code as well. Okay, with the code as well, using with the scripts. Okay, using the coding language as well, just like YAML, JSON scripts, you can, okay, you can have a command on the AWS resources. Okay, using with the code, you can automate the process of AWS resources, right? And what is Ansible? Ansible is a configuration management tool in order to deploy the servers. Let's say we have the 10 machines. In 10 machines, in order to deploy the server softwares, okay, it is very big task because each machine we have to log into the each machine and we have to deploy the common software package. Let's say HTTPD server. Okay, instead of logging into the 10 servers separately and deploying, okay, installing the software. So in order to make it as an automation, okay, we have the Ansible tool. Okay, Ansible tool for the playbooks. Okay, we have to write the playbooks. Okay, in the YAML script. Okay, playbooks come into the picture. Then which is a configuration management tool. So these both are automation tools. So now the DevOps has to know what is the Terraform and what is the Ansible, right? In order to make the things automation, right? And now here, let's say, yes, here the picture come into the, okay, the thing came into the picture. Here, let's say now the DevOps, okay, the developer engineer, the software engineer, this thing he made some changes. Okay, let's think he made some changes into his code. Okay, let's say he made some changes into the code. Now, what the testing team will do? Immediately they will go for the testing, right? They will do testing, and then only it will come to the DevOps team, like the operational team here. Then the operational team start deploying into the project. Do you agree? Guys, do you agree? If any version, let's say today the version 1 is there, and tomorrow version 2 is coming to the picture, the same project. Same way, the testing team will come into the picture. They will do testing, test engines and all. They will fix the bugs. Okay, they will fix the bugs if there. Once the approval is done, it go to the operational team and they will deploy into the project. But now what the DevOps is doing, what the DevOps role is doing here, let me clear. Okay, what the DevOps role is doing, okay, using the integration task. Okay, using this integration phase, which is the Jenkins. Okay, using the integration phase, which is the Jenkins, very much important. Let's say it is a core pillar of the DevOps. Okay, what he's doing is continuously integration. Okay, continuous integration using the Jenkins tool. Okay, using the Jenkins tool, what is doing in the continuous integration, he is integrating your source code management. Anyhow, if you've done any changes into the source code, okay, in the continuous integration, he is integrating your source code management. Okay, with your testing, right? Okay, in the Jenkins, what is doing? He is continuously integrating the source code management with the testing. Okay, so whenever he done any changes, immediately we will get the package output. Okay, we'll get the output as a package like .var or .jar. Okay, here it is also doing the build as well. Yeah, someone has raised the hand. Siddha Basappa. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, Siddha, tell me, over to you.
Is it audible?
Yeah, fine.
I just want to know what do you mean by combining the testing?
Sorry.
I just want to know when the SCM it's been done. I mean the code changes. It's been integrated. What do you mean by what is the part? So why it is?
Yes. See, yes. So he is integrating. Okay, in the CI/CD, in the continuous integration, when the developers are written the code. Okay, when the developers written any code, they also write the test code as well. Okay. Not only the source code, they will also write the test code for the models, for the units, in order to test their coding. Right. In order to test their code.
Sorry, you mean to say genuine test case or something? Or
sorry,
you mean to say that test code in the sense it's a kind of an the code level test unit test cases, or how it is?
Yes, unit test cases, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and also here we can also integrate the QA test also. Okay, in the test cases we are also integrate with the test ng. Okay, Selenium test as well. Okay, at the testing level as well. So once if it is done, but here mostly in the continuous integration we are integrating with the test codes. Okay, once if it is done, the test code is properly and everything is fine. Okay, we are also integrating with the servers. Okay, here it is integrating task. Here it is integrating between this and here. Okay, already we have deployed the servers. Okay, using the AWS infrastructure or the Terraform. Okay, or the Ansible. Right. So with the Jenkins, what he's doing? Okay, the DevOps role, he is integrating the task with the coding, source code management with the test code, and with the test code, he is directly integrating with this environment also. Okay, the prod environment also, where we are using the let's say Nginx server. Okay, he is integrating with the Nginx server as well, using the AWS tools, right? So whenever he do any changes, immediately it's going to reflect in the server. So that is what continuous. This is a continuous integration between the source code and the testing, and continuous deployment into the servers using this task. So continuous deployment or continuous delivery. Delivery, it means it's good for the clients, right?
No, I just want to know. I mean, before in CD, can it able to integrate? Can it able to run the testing?
Sorry, before CD.
Before completing the CD, is it able to make it as in a testing? If
yes.
You're going.
Yes, we can do, right?
No, in which environment you can able to do?
Okay, I will show in the practicals. Okay, don't worry. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Definitely, I will show in the practicals. Once I come into the picture, okay, I will show the two types of ways, like how to do the manual. So the entire thing without the DevOps. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, in the upcoming lectures, definitely I will show you in the practical way how to do the manual, entire thing in the manual way, and how to do the automation way using the Jenkins. Okay, right? And using the automation tools like Terraform and Ansible also, how to do the infrastructure as a management. Okay, and configuration tool. Okay, definitely we'll see in the practicals. But today's agenda only, okay, today's agenda only to understand you what is the DevOps, okay, how the DevOps is helping us in the project, okay, in the project deployment or continuous integration in the continuous delivery project. Okay. I hope it's clear, like a little bit clear about the DevOps, why the DevOps come into the picture, DevOps culture in the SDLC in order to deliver the project in a quick manner using the CI/CD tools, right? Because still we have the 3 more free demo sessions, right? So I hope it's clear, like a little bit understand what is the DevOps, guys.
Yeah.
So any other doubts to anyone? I hope it's clear to what is waterfall, agile method, and why the DevOps role came into the picture. Okay. So now here I want to move into the AWS, like see. So okay. Before wrap up in this DevOps lecture, okay. See now, just I want to say something like developers. Anyhow, developers will develop the project, right? Developers will develop the project using one programming language. So and also they will submit the entire code into the repository. Okay, it might be SVN, GitHub, or Bitbucket, etc. So once if it is done, the DevOps engineer once if it is done, the DevOps engineer what he'll do, he generally the DevOps engineer takes the code from the repository. Okay. Generally, the DevOps engineer takes the code from the repository. So once the DevOps engineer takes the code from the repository with using the Maven tool, okay, or the test codes from the developers team, are they using the test ng, okay, Selenium test, like Maven tool. So what you will do, the DevOps engineer is building the project. Okay, he's building the project and is also deploying the project. See, the entire work of the QA, okay, the entire work of the QA and the operational team is happening with the DevOps engineer. Do you agree with this, guys? Because if the DevOps engineer know how to use the test ng, okay, how to use the Maven tool and how to get the test ng software into the Maven tool, the dependency of test ng, okay, the software packages. If the DevOps engineer know how to take the project from the repository, okay, and how to enter into the Maven tool and how to do the test and how to build the project, okay, and how to build the project also, okay, and how to deploy the project into the server, right? So altogether, the DevOps engineer is performing the project building and the deployment process, right? It means he is converting the project code into the final executive format, and in the final executive format, he is making the project into the server, right? Yeah, someone had raised the hand. Yes, please. Sherika or Tanle. Ashutosh Tanle or Sherika. Yeah, over to you. Someone had raised the hand, right? Ashutosh, Sherika.
Hi, I think
Yeah,
the
hi.
screen is freezed.
Screen fused
Yes, again.
again. Sorry. So now, I want to show something here. So now the picture of cloud computing. What is cloud computing? And the AWS. Okay, why we are focusing on the AWS only? Because it is a global leading platform, right? One of the global leading platform. And it is also, if you see the graph, okay, not from me, it is directly from the Gartner report, okay, which is very recent report. So AWS is in the top in the cloud computing service, in the cloud infrastructure and cloud computing service provider. So using these resources, the DevOps, okay, using these resources, the DevOps are able to handle the projects. So that's why my intention, just teaching the DevOps is not enough. So that's why I thought to implement, we have to learn both AWS, one of the cloud computing, one of the top cloud computing service provider, AWS. And also it is better if you understand the 8 phases of the DevOps. Okay, the DevOps tools, generally we call it as DevOps tools, like GitHub. If you understand the Git and GitHub, it's very, very better, okay, because it is generally used by the developers. Okay, if you know how to use the Git and GitHub, this is very much important. Okay, we're going to learn in detail in the 2 ways. Okay, one is using the Git bash. Okay, one is using the Git bash and one is using the IDE tool. Let's say Visual Studio Core or Eclipse. From the both ways, we are learning the Git and GitHub. And after that, we will also learning the Maven tool. Maven tool, okay, we will create the project section. Okay, inside the project section, we'll take the project from the GitHub. Okay, we'll import the project from the GitHub into the Maven, and also we'll get the dependencies like TestNG, Selenium. Okay. With that, what are the test code? If we are the developers doing the test code, with that we are doing the testing also. Okay. And after that, what we are doing, we're moving into the servers. We're deploying the package. Okay. We have the goals in the Maven. In the Maven, we have the goals. Okay. We call like build life cycle, like the compile. Okay. After compiling, we'll do the package. Okay. Validation. And after like execution package. Okay. Execution format, like .var or .jar. So we are taking that package into the servers in the AWS, where we are creating the servers in the AWS. In the AWS, in the virtual machines, let's say EC2, Elastic Cloud Computing, Elastic Compute Cloud. In that EC2, we are installing the servers like Tomcat. Okay, we are installing the Tomcat and Nginx servers. So in that servers, we are deploying our project. We are hosting our application. So where the end users, where the people can access our application. Okay, that is one scenario we are seeing. So without that, okay, even if you want to make the automation way, we are using the Jenkins as well. Okay, without in order to build the project, in order to trigger the things, everything in the automation, we're using the Jenkins. Okay, we're integrating the entire process from the GitHub. What are the tools we are using now? The GitHub, the Maven, and the servers. We are integrating the entire thing in the form of Jenkins, like continuous integration and continuous deployment. We are using the Jenkins process there. Okay, that is what we are doing. And parallelly, we are seeing the Docker. Docker is a containerization tool in order to overcome the virtual machines. Okay, in the virtual machines also, we are facing some of the issues. So in order to overcome the virtual machines concept, the Docker come into the picture, which is the containerization concept. So in the Dockers, we'll see the containerization tools and also Kubernetes, KA it is. Okay, Kubernetes services in order to control the Dockers, right? Containers. In order to control the containers, we are the Kubernetes. Right? And apart from this, we are also seeing the Terraform, which is another automation tool. Terraform and Ansible, both are the automation tool. One is for the infrastructure setup, one is for the hardware setup. Okay, infrastructure setup in the automation way, and one is for the software management. Ansible is the software management, and Terraform is the hardware management using the codes. Okay, understood? Using the codes, we can handle 50 servers, let's say 100 servers at a time. Okay, within a seconds, using the code in the automation way. That is what the beauty of the Terraform and the Ansible. So that is the picture of the content. Still, if you have any doubts in the code's content, okay, please scan for the course content. And if you want to register in this course, you can scan here for the registration process. All right. So now we'll take more 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, before wrapping the session to finish for the day. Okay, we'll see this. Okay, we'll see this slide. Okay, only this one slide. That is very, very much important. Okay, very important. Okay, let me take you the website page. Let me take you the AWS infrastructure. How the AWS, what is the strategy of the AWS to become the global market leader? Okay. Yes. What is the global infrastructure? How it is looks like? See, if you see the AWS global infrastructure, I told you yesterday, if you remember my class yesterday, physically, they are the infrastructure set up by the Amazon Web Service globally. In how many regions? Till now, it is up to date. Okay, it is up to date information. Okay, till now it is like 31. Okay, till now they chosen the 31 regions. In the 31 regions, the AWS has set up the infrastructure. Okay, 31 regions are spread across the global. See, these are all the dots. See, London, Ireland, in India, we have the two regions. These are all the 31 regions across the global. Okay, physically located infrastructure set up by the AWS. See, these are the regions which are geographic regions across the world. Geographic regions, right? Mumbai is one of the geographic region, and Hyderabad, which is in 2016. See, if you see in Mumbai, how many available launched in 2016, right? From 2016. So people across India, they can access the AWS infrastructure from the Mumbai physical center, right? In the Mumbai, if you see the another term, allowability zone, what do you mean by allowability zones? It is saying that there are the 3 allowability zones. Okay, fine. If you see another Hyderabad, this recently last year, here it is saying 3 allowability zones. In Hyderabad, it is saying we have the 3 allowability zones. Okay, if you see any other things, it is saying Canada 3 and North Virginia, there are 6 allowability zones. So what is this allowability zones? We're going to learn. You understand what is the regions now? Which are the geographical regions selected by the AWS. So, right, in order to set up their infrastructure. Okay, in order to set up the infrastructure in a global, across the global, they selected the particular regions. Right now, what is this availability zones inside the regions? Inside the regions, where the availability zone. Okay, inside the region. Okay, inside the region, where the availability zones. So, what are the availability zones? Here, if you see the Mumbai, if you remember, in Hyderabad, we have the 3 availability zones. Right? Let's say this is the Hyderabad region. In Hyderabad, also, Amazon Web Services has invested a lot of amount in order to set up their infrastructure, which is called data centers. Right, which is called data center. I think you have seen yesterday, I've shown you what are the data centers, how it looks like. Okay, so there are the data centers. See, in Hyderabad, you may see like this. Okay, it is like very big infrastructure, physically infrastructure they had constructed. So inside the data centers, you can see the hardware components. Okay, you can see the hardware components, right? So from here only through the internet, we're going to access the resources, right? From here only through the internet, we're going to access these resources, required resources, right? So now, what is the availability zone we're going to focus, right? So here in the availability zone, if you see the boxes, if you see the buildings, it is the data center buildings. Okay, data center 1, data center 2, data center 3, data center 4, right? So it is one availability zone in Hyderabad region. Let's say this is the availability zone A. Inside the availability zone A, just think the availability zone is nothing but it is sub-region. Okay, it is a sub-region, a sub-geographical region. Okay, so in availability zone A, we have the 4 data centers. Let's say this is a availability zone B. And also here, it is a availability zone C. Right? Might you think, because it is here also there are 4 more data centers. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more buildings for the infrastructure. Okay, and here also 4 more buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4. All together, they're internally connected. Okay, all the places. Okay, all this place, sub-region, this place, this place, this place, all together, all are internally connected. But you might have doubt because already investing a lot of amount in one availability zone with the 4 data centers, it is a very big cost. Why they're not mad, right? AWS is not mad. Why they within the, let's say this is a 100 kilometers gap. Within the 100 kilometer stretch, okay, within the 100 kilometer stretch, why they install, okay, why they set up few more data centers under availability zone C, naming them as availability zone C. Okay, and let's say here also 100 kilometers. Let's say here also 100 kilometer distance. Why the AWS has set up one more sub-region under availability zone B? This is one more place. Okay, inside the Hyderabad region, this is one more place. They selected this place as well. And inside this place, why again this set up 4 big data centers? Why reason? Because of the 2 words. One is a high availability. Because of the 2 words, in order to satisfy the customers, because of these 2 words, one is a high availability. Okay, high availability. And one more thing is fault tolerance. One is a high availability and one is a fault tolerance. Okay, let me deal with these 2 terms now. So now inside the Hyderabad region, I told you across the global, we have the 31 regions. It is up-to-date information. So inside the regions, there are the sub-places, okay, sub-regions, right? Inside the sub-regions. So in every sub-place, in every availability zone, it is a cluster of data center, okay, which includes 1 or more data center, district data centers, right? So now why AWS is not mad investing a lot of amount in creating the availability zone, selecting more than 1 availability zone, right? We have the more than 1 availability zone and also more than 1 data center because of fault tolerance. Why? Because let's say I am from India, I need the resources, okay, virtual infrastructure. Definitely I will choose nearby me, okay, nearby me for that low latency. I think you know what is the latency, right? For the low latency purpose, it is the time difference. Okay, time difference between the request and the response. All right, it is the time difference between the request and the response. So because of the low latency, what I will do, I will reach my nearest data set. Okay, nearest region. I will choose Hyderabad. Now, in one of the Hyderabad region, I selected one of the sub-place like availability zone C. And here I started using the infrastructure. Okay, in one of the data center, the AWS started providing the infrastructure to me. Okay, they're providing the CPU, they're providing the hardware like a RAM, okay, database, etc. I'm taking everything from here through the internet. Okay, now let's say in this place, okay, in this place C, today there's an earthquake. Okay, let's say there's a lot of floods and all the data centers submerged under water. Now completely gone because I am dependent on the AWS for my resources. My project developing is completely dependent on the AWS. So it is a big loss to me, right? So still, okay, in order to overcome such issues, okay, if it is not the natural disaster, let's say power interruption. Okay, there's a power interruption, lot of power interruption, complete availability zone C, this complete place get down. Okay, there is no services provided from here. Still, my project will run because internally they are connected. Still, it is a replication. Internally, it is all connected. So still, I can use the availability zone A under the same region. So that's why it is a minimum 100-kilometer distances. Even if it is anything is happened here, it should not impact on the another availability zone place. Okay, another availability zone data centers. So that's why the AWS came into the picture. So that's why it is a strategy of the AWS in order to develop the info. Yes, someone has raised a hand. Yeah, any doubt? Astosh? Astosh Asid? Yeah, you may.
No. No, sir.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So, will it be our choice to select what kind of region and availability zone?
Yes, exactly. It is our choice. Okay, I will show you. Okay, tomorrow I will show you the practicals. Tomorrow I will open the AWS console. I will show you practicals, how to select the region. Okay, in order and how to select the availability zone as well. Okay, I will show you tomorrow. Right?
Sure. Thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So in the availability zone, say, let's say still, if it is get down due to natural disaster or any power interruption, still don't worry. Readily, there is one more availability zone is available to you. So that's why AWS came with a strategy set up with more than one availability zone. Okay, more than one availability zone, right? And also more than one data center. Yeah, thank you. Sorry, it is almost 9:05. Sorry, because we have to wrap up. So this is the picture. This is the strategy because of AWS region and the availability zone. Inside the availability zone, we have the data center. So this is the scenario why they came with more than one availability zone. I hope it's clear now about the infrastructure. Right? The same way you can see here, right? So we have the 31 geographical regions around the global with 99 availability zone within the regions. Within the regions, we have 99 availability zones. The AWS has announced for 15 more availability zones in the 5 more regions. They are planning to come with more 15 more availability zones and also with 5 more AWS regions in Canada, Israel, Malaysia, New Zealand, Thailand. Got it? I think it's clear now. What is availability zone? What is regions? Guys?
Yes.
Thank you. Thanks for the day. Yes. So before wrap up, any doubts? Because the next trainer is also waiting for the next class. Okay. So any doubts? Shall we wrap up? So from tomorrow, we're going to see the hands-on experience in the AWS tools, right? Sharika. Yeah, Sharika. Sharika.
Yeah, sorry, I just want to ask, how do we get access to the recordings?
Yeah, so that's why, yes. So if you have queries there, let me go with this. In order to get the recordings, Srikanth sir, over to you. Can you clear her doubt? Srikanth sir, good morning. I think you can see the screen, right? Yeah, you can see the YouTube. Okay, you can go to the YouTube. Right, it is a website. Okay, it is a website, and here you can, if you register here, you will get the notifications. Okay, if you register, you can get the notifications. or you can follow us in the YouTube as well. Okay, logicslabtech.com YouTube channel. We have the YouTube channel. From there as well, you can access the classes. So that's why you can see my name. And also, okay, you can see my name, and this is the course, right? You can access the recording classes, right? And day 1 to day 3, we will upload in YouTube, right? We will upload in YouTube. And from day 4, we will upload in student login. Okay. So this is the thing. I hope I cleared your doubt. Right? Please follow the website. Okay. You can get the things. Thank you. It's being late. Okay. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll meet tomorrow. And Patam, okay, before wrap up, Patan Rahim. Yeah, others can
Yeah.
leave. Others can leave. Okay. I'll just clearing the doubts. Others may leave.